I did it again. It's funny how I keep doing that. What's up, everybody? You know what it is, the man of the hour, man, and you know what time it is, man. We're back again for another 2024 to 2025 season. You know, let's pick them, right? Another season, let's pick them. I'm excited, man. Today's tonight's game. You know, if you're a Baltimore fan, you know, shout out to all you Baltimore fans that are out there. That's Firman. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Chiefs fan, you know, then a shout out to you too, you know. So tonight's going to be a good game of display, man. NFL is back. This is week one. I'm excited, man. It's good to be back with everybody. You know, I tried this the last couple of years, so I'm going to see if I can do things a little bit different. Make it a little easier for me and for us, and we can get more into it, you know. So do me a favor while you guys come in, make sure you guys hit the like button, you know, subscribe, and help the channel grow, you know, help the algorithm grow, and share the content, man. Like I said, it's going to be a long 4 months, and I'm excited just as much as everybody else is, man. Young and old, male and female. You know, there's a lot of us that represent. We throw the setup in the air, and if you guys know already, Big D is a Cincinnati Bengals fan. That's right, straight up, man. So, like I said, man, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't checked it out, you know, make sure you subscribe, man, so you guys can get caught up with all the content that's coming up, man. And especially like in this season, something different, right? Big D does a little bit of everything, you know. I talk about this, I talk about that, we get into this, and we get into that. I share this, I share that. So it's a little bit of everything, but this we can all get involved, right? And that's what it is, man. Make sure you guys leave your comments. You know, throw your setup in the air. Let me know what team you're representing. And like I said, every week we'll go by it daily. So let's see who else comes in. You know, Keisha, how's it going? Thanks for tapping in. I'm in my first one. Supporter right there, strong. Appreciate it, Keisha. I don't know if you have, if you like football, if you do or you don't. But if you do, you most likely, since you're a Raider fan or a Rams fan for sure, because you're local, man, right? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Big D, I'm a local resident of Southern California. Yes, I am. In Los Angeles, born and raised, you know, East LA, all that. And how I became a Bengals fan, it's a long story. But you guys, I'll make it real short and real quick. Just remember, Los Angeles didn't have a team for 20 something years, right? And all this back and forth and politics, even in sports, man, right? As we can even see up today, you know, through everything, you know, through the Kaepernick, the kneel downs, you know, the LGBT communities, and, you know, what we're supposed to be representing and so forth, man. You know, NFL has been through a lot. You know, things have changed, you know, life is changing, you know, even the things of sports change, right? So, like I said, man, even this season, you know, I plan to finish it out these last couple times that I've done it just because of work and, you know, trying to make the right time and everything. I want to make it work this time. So what I'm going to do, like I said, like I'm going to give you a little bit of what's going on, right? We all know, and for some of us that don't know, you know, I'm going to give you a little flesh. I'm going to educate us a little bit in how I'm going to do it because, you know, of the weeks and the teams and so forth. So let's break it down. We all know there's a 32 teams, right? And there's 4 divisions. You know, there's 17 games. There's 18 in the schedule, but there's also a bye week, okay? So remember that. You got the American Conference Football League, and you got the National Football Conference League, right? I'm just giving a little illustration and give you guys a little flash, a little class in case, you know, because a lot of times it's young, you know, and women sometimes, even men, you know, have a hard time of understanding. It's crazy when I still hear people say, hey, do you know anything about football? Like, I'm not watching it. But for the most part, everybody's a fan. So, like I said, there's an AFC team, it's an American Football Conference, and there's an NFC Conference, right? National Football League, right? And each team has 4 divisions, okay? Each team has 4 divisions with 16 teams in them. So, you know, you got your, for instance, you got your West Coast and you got your Central America, then you got your East Coast, right? So within that part of, you know what I mean, of the continent, you know, there's pulling teams out and, you know, and dividing them into each football section, divisions and conferences, so forth, right? Which is pretty exciting. And like I said, so there's 39 teams, 32 teams, and there's 17 games, but total weeks it's 8 because there's a bye week. The bye week is just another version of giving a team a week off, you know, so they could, you know, recover, or, you know, for whatever the reason, you know, a lot of teams play, you know, some get it early, some get it in the mid, some get it late, and you know, we all know that, you know, football has a lot of injuries, right? So that's why conditioning and everything is very important. You got spring training. You know, we'll talk a little bit about that because I watched a little bit of, you know, the preseason, and there's some good things and some good players and some good teams that are going to look out on something different. So, you know, it's a lot. It's always good to see, you know, new faces and new teams trying to help the teams out and be a franchise, you know, I mean, player, you know, to make a big contribute. And next thing you know, you're a Hall of Famer in the NFL, man, right? You came from this, you know, university, man, or, you know, you just came off, you know what I mean, off of, you know, sometimes, you know, off of releases or whatever, you know, you come from a community college and so forth, because there's a lot of people that have made it to the NFL, not just in college, but they came from community college as well. Some of them as walk-ons. You know, the NFL has so much history, man. Even the NFL had a season where, you know, there, I guess, you know, they had something with the union, or that's why the movie with Mark Wahlberg, right? And you got the people from the cities that came out and started playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and it just made it happen, man, right? Money reasons, man. But like I said, football has a history, you know, has, man, you got what it is you see people, right? Certain individuals in person, man, and turn into unique beasts, a monster, a legend, right? A Hall of Famer, right? Just people just putting it down and just grinding and making a name for themselves, man, right? We got the O.J. Simpsons, man. Today we got the Tyreek Hills. You know, we have the freaking Patrick Mahomes, man. It's just, you know, these seasons are pretty exciting. So, like I said, we got Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman. Big shout out to all you Cowboys fans that are out there. You got Anthony Munoz, you know, who played for USC, you know, lineman, Hall of Famer. You know, got introduced to the Hall of Fame, you know, as the Bengals. Like I said, man, you know, and I know this question is going to be thrown out there. No, the Bengals haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Came close a couple years ago, but thank God to your, you know, those officials, for you Rams fan, you guys already know what happened. Buki, let me see. Oh, Rams house. Here we go. Alrighty. The ladies are in here, you know. The ladies are in here. Buki, there you go. Buki's Rams fan. That's a good answer, you know. Shout out to all the teams that are out there, man. I'm not discriminating or hating on any team. You know, we're just I got mine. So throw your set up there, man. Shout out to the Bengals. You know, this weekend I'll go over the list. You know, we'll go over the this week. You know, who's playing, maybe who's home or so forth, man. But like I said, you know, so every conference, 4 divisions. You know, 16 teams on every conference. You know, my division. You know, every division plays a team twice, right? For instance, mine's AFC North. We play Baltimore twice. We played Cleveland twice, and we played Pittsburgh twice. So, you know, AFC North has always been always known to be a tough division. Great offenses, you know, good defenses, and to tell the truth, Baltimore plays tonight, and that's going to be pretty exciting. So for me, you know, being a Bengals fan, you know, obviously I already want Baltimore to lose. You know what I mean? You know, just not just hating, just keeping it real, right? You know, so because they're in my division, so whoever has the better record when it comes to division usually is like, you know, more wins. You know, you're top of your division and you get a playoff berth. So that's basically a little bit of illustration how it goes, right? Will be, it says, good to see you, amigo. Hope all is well with you and family. Oh, absolutely, Will. Everything's great. Thanks for tapping in, man. Like I said, you guys have a chance to leave your teams that are out there. Buki already, Rams fan. So we'll see what's up. We'll let more people come in. If not, like I said, I'm going to do this live and I'll continue to do them before the week's over, Thursdays. You know, sometimes I'll pre-record them so you guys won't miss anything. Maybe a night before, depending how work schedule and everything else works out, right? Time, if I know I'm going to be busy doing something, then I'll make the video before Wednesday, because, or maybe this early on a Thursday, right, to kick it off, man. So what a great way to start off the 2024-2025 season. As I mentioned, it's good to have you all, everybody on board. Make sure to let everybody know that Big D's over here doing Let's Pick 'em. That's what it's gonna with this channel where I'm gonna go with the title. You know, you guys can see the title and everything. Representing football, you know. So, like I said, I've done this a couple years ago, in the last couple of years, and I like doing it. But just with time and everything, I think I had to change up some things, which I'm doing, and getting more involved in information and studying and everything to make it more exciting for everybody, not just myself, but for y'all, right? So, like I said, you know, 4 divisions. There's 17 games that are going to be played. Every team has 1 week off. Depending, you know, your teams, if you guys are following, you know, or sometimes I know you guys are just fans and you guys ain't following. You guys just like to see the games, but you guys will see, you know, throughout the week when you guys will get handed your bye week, right? I don't even know mine's yet, to tell you the truth. Hopefully, it's in the middle of the season. Due to the fact is that in the beginning, you know, everybody's going to be gun ho, right? Like I said, there's a lot of faces, man. There's a lot of returns. You know, there's some veterans, and you got some rookies out there. So new coaches, new places. So we're gonna get into that right now, like I said. But it's good to see the NFL back, and still right, almost 10 minutes in it, and I'm going along with it, man. So that's what I'm gonna do, basically. Okay. So like I said, I'm gonna, you know, I'll play a little bit of football music, you know, get into it, right, get exciting, and get that vibe, get that spirit going, the football spirit, man. You know. So we got into the divisions, right? Like I told you, right? You know the conferences, and you know, we got like I said, the NFC East. You got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, the Commanders. So those 2 teams are going to play each other twice, right? So in total, there's 8 games that you're going to be played within your division, right? 2 with Baltimore, 2 with Pittsburgh, 2 with Cleveland, or 6, right? So there's 6 games that you play twice within your division, right? And so forth. It goes back to every other division, and then you go to conferences, and then you got the East, the West, the FC, the NFC, and so forth. You know, look it up on Google, give you a little bit more education on how it displays and how it breaks down. So those are the things that are the basics. You know, everything else, you know, primarily if you don't know it, I advise you to look at Google, tell you what 10 yards is, what the penalties are, and so forth, man. Because a lot of times, you know, we're gonna come out in the chat, we're gonna come on the live, or you're gonna leave me a comment, and you're gonna say, hey, did you see that call on this game, or did you see what happened on that game? So that's what I'm saying. You know, if you're unfamiliar a little bit of the rules and the regulations and how the NFL goes, then I advise you to, you know, check out Google, go into YouTube, and see how the rules are displayed and so forth, and maybe get into your conferences and everything else that comes with how the week is prepared, you know, in the season. So now,
he wears a hooded sash.
I've been watching, you know, I also want to mention this, right? Is that, you know, I also follow college, right? Let you yes, okay. So I am a Southern California Trojan fan. I'm not a Bruins or anything else after that. No. If you're from Southern California, most likely, man, you know, you're a Bruins. I mean, a Trojan fan for the most part. But shout out to Brentwood and all the Bruin fans that go out there. You know, they represent. So I follow college. You know what I mean? Because I like to see these rising young kid stars turn into man and superstars, man, to tell you the truth. So, you know, for instance, Joe Burrows, right? You know, came from LSU. Okay, so you know, you kind of get the concept of understanding following your players and these haymakers. You can see why, man, who's going to have a bright future in the NFL. So then when they come out to the NFL, right, and they start producing and being, you know, the analytics and all the other analysts came along, like, oh, this guy's going to be good. He was good in high school. Now he's in college, and now he's a freaking, you know, a freaking Hall of Famer, right? So going back, that's why I like to follow college, right? It goes into depth and let y'all know that, hey, what type of person, you know, where they come from, and born and raised, and height, and weight, and you know what position that they're playing. Because you got to remember, there's an offense and there's a defense, right? And Big D himself played a little bit of footy football, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't Al Bundy of the days, you know, I didn't score 4 touchdowns in one day because I was on the other side. I was on defense, right? So football is awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? Football is great, man. You know, I played a little bit of it. You know, everybody had a Pop Warner, most likely in your city, right? You played at high school a little bit. And, you know, there's a lot of fundamentals that go behind it. You know, discipline in your body, discipline in your health, weight training, sleep. For football is a profession, man. People are making money off of it, straight up. As they should, right? If you got talent, man, how much they're getting paid, millions and millions of dollars, I don't know. But most of these guys do it for fun, just expecting to be a star, to tell you the truth. And the discipline and a lot of family and effort goes behind it, just as much as us fans. It's a demonstration how much fans can really love, the thing of sports because of a certain individual player's team. It just takes a couple players to make a defense and offense to make a good team, right? Head coach and so forth. And that's what's the exciting part. So that's why I follow college. Look at all the young talent that's coming up, and a lot of these guys, they go to school, looking displaying their talent, not only educational wise, but also athletics and so forth, man. Getting scholarships and everything else, man. It's a good way. If you're a young man, young woman into sports and so forth, man, you could get scholarships. There's a lot of programs and everything. I wish I would have took that route, but I was more into the streets, and I didn't get paid shit. So, but anyhow, man, like I said, it's good to be back. Coming on live. Watching the the NFL, another season, man. This world has been through a lot. With COVID and everything, changing the format of sports and all that. There's a lot of politics now that are in sports. There's a lot of do's and don'ts and whats and can'ts and yes and yays and no's. I just want to be a fan. I just wanted to go back to the way it was, be a fan. I don't want no politics inside, the NFL or any sports, to tell you the truth. But you see it, politics are following, when it comes to generosity and identification and so forth. But that's a time for another time. It's a conversation. Well, let's talk about that another time. And let's talk about football, right? So like I said, man, throw your set up in the air. If you don't know nothing about football, just come along for the ride. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button. And we get to grow, right? Steelers, say Traveling Charlie. Oh my God, he says Steelers. I don't know, Traveling Charlie. You're saying that because of what I'm representing, but hey, shout out to you Steeler fans that are out there, because there's a lot of them, just like you Cowboy fans. So that's the fun part, man. But hey, let's get into week one, right? Week one, man. Starting off tonight. Like I said, man, if you guys are excited for football, hit that like button, man. Help your homeboy out, Big D. I'm gonna try to finish this whole season off, right? I'm gonna go off. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I'm gonna go off, and then after I'm gonna base my week, and I'm only gonna talk about 2 teams a week, and including the Bengals. Okay, don't hate. Through the whole season, I'm gonna be talking about the Bengals, but 2 teams, just so I could get everybody's football team involved, right? And I don't even think, if I did the mathematics right, I don't think I'm gonna have enough weeks. So I'll go back when it gets towards the ending of the season, and then we'll just start talking about a little bit more about the teams, right, that are going to make the playoffs and so forth. Now, as I mentioned, it's critical when you're having your bye week, because a lot of teams, in the beginning, football is a sport of injury as well. Football is a sport of talent, right? Making plays, hitting hard, Football is just, it's very attractive to me to see it. What it is, it's an individual making spectacular plays, right? One-handed catches. If you guys seen the college, USC last week, homeboy was making one-handed catch, and and those one-handed catch, 17, 18 yards, man, and making the impossible to the possible is what makes the fans, right? Like, wow, man, it's a human being. It's not a robot. It's not an insect. It's not a ghost, right? It's not anything or anyone talking crap on YouTube. No, this is just some straight up stuff, stuff that you wouldn't even think a human being can do. What makes the NFL and all sports very freaking, amazing, to tell you the truth, man. So that separates the men from the boys, what I'm saying, as we would say, right? It's called, football is a game of freaking breed, a game of pride, a game of emotions, and that's fans. We see it, right? Our teams lose, man, we're crying. The season's over, breaking TVs now. Now that we have social media and so forth, we really see how fans really react. They get in the heat of the moment. They're breaking TVs, man. They're so pissed off. They're just, it's very upsetting, So for me personally, that's why football is a big part of what I do and part of my life. So shout out to all the NFL fans again. Like I say, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna run it right every year. This is how it goes. In any of the week, those who have the most wins, are introduced to the playoffs. For the most part, the best teams that have the best record, they have the first week off, right? And then after you get into your conferences, how you win on your divisions, the division championship, the conference championship, and all the way to the Super Bowl. That's how it works. I say it goes all the way down. So these teams are prepping, right? That's what preseason is all about. And let's talk about preseason, right? We'll talk about certain things in preseason and the changes and about how the NFL is, in this season. First, let's talk about coaches, right? When we come into the season. Now, the biggest thing to me of coaching, man, is what's his name coming from the University of Michigan, right? And going into the San Diego's Chargers head coach, Jim Harbaugh, right? Now, we all know that Jim Harbaugh was also was a 49ers coach, from several years back. And it's crazy that he took a step back, right? Took a chance in college and went to the University of Michigan, right? And became the HQ, right? He became the coach there. So over there for the several seasons that he was out there, he had a national championship. I think last year, and hold on, guys. He had several championships last year, right? And won a championship, maybe one or two, I'm not sure. And hold on. And now is what's crazy is that he's in the NFL again. So that's the crazy part, like what I'm looking at. Jim Harbaugh, right? He took the 49ers to a Super Bowl, didn't win, got beat by his brother, Baltimore Ravens. And from that part, he took a step back, took his chances over there in college, and made Michigan, the University of Michigan, a dominant force as far as a football program on the NCAA. Right? I don't know if they're Big Ten or so forth, man, or whatever, right? And so that was pretty cool. Now he made a return back to the your Los Angeles Chargers. And I always like the Harbaugh brothers, man, because they have a formality of they have a history of football. I think from my understanding, they have their father was involved in football, their brothers are involved in football, whether they played or coached or so forth, man. This is a family of that has generations of football coaching, living, and so forth. San Diego Chargers. Where you been at, Big D? Did I say San Diego? Your Los Angeles Chargers, right? Thanks for the correction there, bud. Hello, TC. Bookie says, "Well, glad you're caught in on your coffee break." Bookie, Ohio State. That's right, Bookie. She's getting caught up on that. That's funny though. But like I said, so the Harvard, has generational history of when it comes to football, whether it's in college or in the pros. And so it's gonna be exciting to see, because I know I'm expecting Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers look pretty good, with their quarterback, and they got rid of their receiver, which I think I don't know why he's pretty good, man, possible Hall of Famer. Depending how he does this season with his new team, I think he went to the Bears. If anything, the Bears spent some good money and picking up a lot of players, to be a good team this year. So let's see how that goes. But Jim Harbaugh, returns back to the NFL. He's the Los Angeles Chargers head coach. And like I said, for him being back there, he's a defensive coach that the way I like to see him more than offense. And let's see how his offensive coordinators and let's see how his other coaches, get involved. And, they have a good defense. The Chargers has always, in the last couple of years, have always had good defense and a good offense. So let's see how, with Jim Harbaugh being the captain and running that ship over there, let's see things have changed. The real question to tonight's game is, will we see Taylor Swift? Maybe that's the question to be asked right now, right? And that's in an hour and a half or a couple hours. That's everybody's talking about that, man. But we'll talk about that another time. That's a good topic during the week, right? Let's talk about it, man. But like as I mentioned, Jim Harbaugh's going to come back and he's going to make his presence back into Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm excited to see how that's going to go. Offensively, uh, um, discover the what's his name? I just had him right on the tip of my tongue. The quarterback's new coach, USC's Heisman winner. Caleb Williams, there you go. Caleb Williams will be, I looked at him in preseason, and wow, man, the plays. I thought he was. I didn't know if he was going to be a hit or miss, or bust. But the way, that's why preseason is there to give all the rookies, all their counts and all the practice that they need to go out there to make, to see where they're at as far as if they're ready to be a starter or not. So it looked like Caleb Williams is possibly going to be the starter for the Chicago Bears. I'm not going to say if I know it is or not, but most likely he is. And that's another thing to go. So like I said, so I follow college, right? We know Caleb Williams was a great quarterback in college. And, for him to go to a team where a lot of people were expecting, the Bears ain't no good the last couple of seasons. They haven't really been draft picks and so forth. Their general manager, the coaches, it just takes a lot to make a team, stable and to run and to go, man. Coaching has to get involved. Players have to be involved. Ownership has to be involved, and everybody has to be at the same page to hit all four cylinders, man. To make a Super Bowl team. And the last couple of years, we already seen, who are the dominant teams in football. Back-to-back champions, Kansas City Chiefs. That just went to show you, even though they got rid of some, Hall of Fame, players like Tyreek Hill, right? Going into Miami Dolphins, still producing the numbers, but it seems like Kansas City can still win. Being a prime receiver down. So now supposedly I'm not into any other team when it comes to their draft picks or so far. I just look at lines, right? Just like ours, we picked. I think our number one draft pick was a tight end as well, right? To give Joe Burrows a little bit more hands on the ball. So my depth, I'm worried about is we have a good defense. Worried about the running backs. We got rid of our running backs, so it looks like it's going to be a two-man deal on running for the Bengals this year. So, but going back to Caleb Williams, man, I'm looking forward to him representing USC in the quarterback position, right? And, large and in charge, running the show, and really excited for him to see the Bears, man. Get out there and do something, man. Make some noise. And so, shout out to the Bears and all you Chicago fans out there in Illinois. So we got the coaching, the surprising. We got, the Heisman, one of the Heisman trophy to, a team that's making moves, and every other team that's been behind it, right? There's been some other transitions in the NFL too, right? We got what's his name from Minnesota, the quarterback went to Atlanta. Don't know his name on the top of my head, and I should have took some notes on, which I will be doing more, so I can make sure to be more authentic, right? More realistic, and get the numbers right. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we do the season right, and make sure that what I'm saying is pretty much correct. But if not, I'm going to get checked like Traveling Charlie, and he's going to tell me it's not San Diego, boy, it's Los Angeles. So I appreciate that, Traveling Charlie, man. But yeah, so okay, so let's talk about tonight's game now, man. Getting into more of the subject, we are here within a couple hours. We will see the first game of the 2024-2025 season hitting off. We got, it's the Baltimore Ravens going to Arrowhead Stadium, which will be the holding down your Super Bowl champions, the freaking Kansas City Chiefs. And I think this was a playoff game, to tell you the truth, last year, if I'm correct. Now, this game comes with a lot of expectations, man, because, as I mentioned, we have Baltimore in my division, so I know about a lot. Lamar Jackson. I know about Harbaugh's brother, not Jim Harbaugh, but his brother, the Baltimore coach. The other Harbaugh brother, has always had a Super Bowl team around him, right? Whether it's defense winning games, offense winning games, special teams, and so forth, man. John Harbaugh has always had a good team, man, and always had a great support from, not only the community. Shout out to all you Baltimore Ravens fans that are out there, but they have not, if anything, they've blown the whistle. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real on that one. They have blown the whistle. They came up short when they were supposed to come out full blast, and seems like that these last couple of years. Even though it seems like, man, they're getting closer and closer. You always have your predominant teams that are out there, man. And right now, for the last several years, it has been Kansas City in the AFC. To tell you the truth, it seems like the only teams that have really success against Kansas City is yours truly. You already know, right? Joe Cool Burrows. Joe Cool Burrows has been giving Patrick Mahomes a lot of hard time within the AFC when it comes to championships or playing fourth. Whether it's a field goal or so forth, man. Joe Burrows has Cincinnati Bengals has Kansas City's number, but it's not how you start; it's how you finish. Remember that. So Kansas City has finished in the last couple of years, and actually the last 5 years, and making a statement, letting the rest of the league know that they are the predominant team to beat when it comes to football, right? When it comes to the opposite side of the field, right? When it comes to the 50-yard line, they are declaring that they are the champions, which they are, and I'm looking forward for that matchup. When it comes to Lamar Jackson, to Patrick Mahomes, the homie, it's going to be a great game, right? What a game to start off tonight, man. I'm telling you. Right? Patrick Mahomes going against Lamar Jackson, man. You got two guys that could run, right? You guys got two guys that can have a unique arm. They're very mobile, very agile. When they're in the presence of depth, they just seem to. Patrick Mahomes is more elusive, right? He's more. He sees everything. Lamar Jackson sees it as well, but he does things with his legs, just as Mahomes does too. But they just have a little bit two different styles, man. Now these guys are excited, like I said, man. We look at Kelce to Mahomes. Lamar Jackson, to tell you the truth, I really don't know the depth charts when it comes to their primary receiving and running backs and tight ends and their offense. I just know that Jackson most of the time is in the helm and is running the game besides Harbaugh coaching the team. Now, when it comes to Kansas City, I know a little bit more teams. Kelce, Kelce, he will be out there. That's Mahomes' go-to guy. Like I said, I don't know if Kansas City has made a change when it comes to upbringing or bringing over, whether there's any trades or so forth when it comes to receiver status. But it seems no matter what, we got the coaching. That's a good coach there. Kansas City Chiefs are a good organization, man. They have won several Super Bowls, excuse me, especially in the last couple of years. So looking forward to that one, that's going to be a good big game tonight, man. I'm excited. Football starting, and we're going to have a great week even after that. Now, what's crazy, even to tell you the truth, is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow there's a hold on, guys. Sounds cool, huh? Music. Okay, so it seems like tomorrow, which is I never see this. That's the thing on the championship in AFC or whatever. If they couldn't, a game got snowed out or whatever, so they rescheduled, the game. So there's a game actually as well on a Friday, right? Now, how cool is that, man? That's very true. You almost get the week started. Right, the weekend. To tell you the weekend start up with Thursday night, right? Friday's the next day, man. You're excited. Everybody's gonna go to work tomorrow, man. A football fan that you see the game. You don't know what kind of spectacular moves or what plays are going to be set up or what kind of game is going to be for it. To tell you the truth, But that's the whole hype. Right, it's getting back up. I lose my breath. I talk, 1,000 words a minute, but that's how excited I am, man. Tonight's game is going to be a good one, but let's talk about tomorrow, the season. So tomorrow's game, like I said, so every week I'm going to go down and break down the teams, and then we'll talk about two teams, in particular, like, hey, we'll talk about this team and this team. Today, like I said, we talked a little bit about Baltimore and Kansas City, so that should be good enough, to get this going back up. Traveling Stars Big D, you sound like you're playing the NFL theme music from the NFL Classic game from the 60s. That's what I'm doing. Is it a little bit too much, Charlie? We got to be quiet on that one because, YouTube has a little tension with, copyrights and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Have a little, that's what I'm saying, make it more authentic, get that vibe. I'm trying to settle, get the set the mood. That's what we're doing, Traveling Charlie. Tomorrow's game, as I mentioned, Packers and Bears. So it seems like today is the AFC, contention. What's taking place today, the AFC version, and tomorrow will be the NFC. So tomorrow you got the Green Bay Packers. Shout out to the Packers, man, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I love the Eagles. You know, the coaches, they're quarterbacks from Alabama, right? Good coaching, man. They have done pretty good throughout the years, but they haven't finished the game. It's not how you start. I just mentioned and told you guys how you finish. That's what makes the game. You know, there's injuries that come around, broken bones, ligaments, right? People get suspended, you know, using too much, you know, trying to cheat on these medications and so forth, right? You get suspensions and everything. That's why there's always 2-3 guys to a position, right? You got 2 offensive lines, so 50 man, something's 50 so much roster or 40 man rosters or whatever, right? And only the best, make it. That's why there's a cut. That's why you look at preseason to see, hey man, well, they'll bring in 4 offensive line, 4 right tackles, maybe 2 are gonna make it, right? And that's how it works. So tomorrow's game, Packers versus Eagles, man. That's going to be a good one. That's an NFC. I think that was last year's NFC championship or one of the championships when it came to the NFC was the Eagles and Green Bay Packers. So I'm looking forward to that one, man. Like I said, I like Love. Shout out to these. Look out for these guys, man. Right? Shout out to Love from Green Bay, man. I think he's another good tradition following behind the footsteps of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Man, he's a young man. He has an arm. He has a good coaching staff behind him. Green Bay Packers are known, the NFL, the Lombardi Trophy, and so forth, man. So I have a lot of respect, for these Green Bay Packers, man, to tell you the truth. When it comes to Philadelphia side, like I said, I think Love is the quarterback's name. The coach is a young guy. They've been in the last championship for the last couple years or within one of those division championships and so forth. So that's going to be a good game tomorrow, right? So I'm looking, like I said, man, this is going to be exciting, start. That's going to be game 2. And within these last couple, days within the weekend. And that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be pretty good. We're gonna do it. We're gonna run it back, and I'm excited for that game tomorrow too. So, man, shout out to that game. After work, it's a 5:00 game, depending where you're at. I'm in the West Coast. For everybody else in the East, that's at 8. And if you're in Central, it's at 7 or so forth. Right? That's how the way it works, man. Don't blame me. Blame the EST, the time zones. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is. So let's get to the week 1. We got Baltimore today and the Chiefs, right? Looks like the Chiefs are at home. Who do you got? That one tonight? Woo-wee. I'm going to have to take I'd like to see an upset, to tell you the truth, but I'm going to go for the Chiefs just due to the fact that, I need Baltimore to lose already. Sorry. I don't mean to hate. Tomorrow's game is going to be a good game. Like I said, I love these 2 quarterbacks that are out there. Still young quarterbacks that are making a name for themselves. Possibility Super Bowl contenders. On that one, since the Eagles are going to be home, I like Love a little bit better, so I'm going to go with the Packers on that one, man. So shout out to all the Packer fans that are going there. Right? Another game, the Panthers have made some acquisitions too. I think they picked up that quarterback. I forgot what his name is. Against the Saints. I think the Saints, Derek Carr still at the helm right there. Looks like the Saints are going to be at home. Saints are still, to me, better. Like I said, I didn't look at the pickup class when it came to the draft pick. So I'll go with last year's instincts a little bit. I'm going to have to go with the Saints at home. Vikings and Giants. Well, we know the Vikings, the quarterback has left to the Saints, I believe, right? Or to Atlanta, my bad. So they have, I think, a rookie quarterback, or I think they have a veteran right there that's playing for the Vikings right now against Jones. I think Jones is still the quarterback for the Giants. Those 2 teams, I think the Vikings were a little better. Giants at home. We'll go for the Vikings, man. Since they're since they're manage and coach a little bit better, I'll take that acquisition. I'll go with that part. All right, Keisha, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. And then we got the Patriots at the Bengals. All right, so you already know Bengals are at home. You have to pick the Bengals, but that's what you're set up in the air, baby. And that's what it is. And then after, you got another Sunday game. You got Steelers at Atlanta. So what I was saying about Atlanta is that they picked up the Vikings quarterback. So Atlanta, looked kind of good last year, to tell you the truth, and that should be exciting to see. So, but Pittsburgh still, in recovery, still searching to me for a quarterback. I think they got what's his name, right? Wilson. So I'm not sure. I think they picked him up last year. I don't know if he's starting. I don't know what kind of depth or quarterback, confirmation that's going to be as far as who's starting or not. But I would have to go with the Falcons due to the fact, I'm not going with the money, so I'm not playing with cards right now. And I have to go with the Falcons on that one, because I need my division, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh to lose. Okay, that's just the way it is again, right? Now you got your Houston Texans against your Colts. Now, I think the Colts, I forgot what acquisition or they had a quarterback that was pretty okay. Colts have a good running back for sure. They got a solid defense. They got receiver status. I really don't know, and their quarterback. But they're going to be at home, I think, and going against Houston. I already told you I like the Houston what's his name's quarterback. So you know what I mean. They have a good team that's just as well. The defense is okay. Houston has always had a good team. To be honest with you, they had the Watt, J.J. Watt when he first came out. I remember 10 years ago we used to play them in the championship. 2-3 years they beat us twice. 3 times to tell you the truth. So that one's gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Texans on that one because, like I said, they had a good offense last year. They had a good finish last year. So let's see what kind of if they can keep rolling this year with that same notion. Another team, Cardinals and the Bills, man. Well, I know Cardinals last year, they took some heat, as hot as it is over there in the desert in Arizona. They were not as efficient as a lot of people thought they were going to be last year. I think they got what's his name right. They got the quarterback's name, man. He's a pretty good quarterback, but it's just a team that's built around him. Remember that Bills are more proficient, more efficient, more well coached. Have the football fans, man. They themselves, we're supposed to be in the Super Bowl as well. So this is a Super Bowl team that's been shaping up for it for the last several years. So for me, I have to go with Buffalo. Let's go to the Titans and Bears. Here we go again. That's going to be a good one. Another Sunday game, early morning game. It's like the Bears are at home. If I'm looking at this right, it's the Titans. And the Titans, of course, have let what's his name, the running back go, right? The quarterback, I don't know who it is. I know their team has been declining. There's a coaching change. I don't know what's his name still there. But the Bears, they have made all the changes, including having the number 1 draft pick in Khalid Williams, and he has looked great over the preseason over this year. So I would have to go with the Bears on that one, man. To be honest with you. It's a good game right here. Battle of the Florida. There's several teams that have 2 or 3 football teams, baseball teams, NBA, hockey, whatever it is, in their cities, in their state, right? California has 3 football teams, right? They had the Raiders. My bad. You have the Chargers, you have Frisco, and you got the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Florida has Tampa, Dolphins, and who is it? Tampa, Dolphins, and the Jaguars. So the NFL, you could tell these are the predominant states, man, that have a little bit more money that they want their cities, representing. I guess not only their state but their cities, because like I said, Miami's totally different from Jacksonville, right? It's like us, right? LA's totally different from San Bernardino, IE, and all these other counties, right? That's just the way it is, So same state, man, but different teams, man. So shout out to. That's going to be a good game. I really like the Jaguars with their quarterback. What's it, Lance? I forgot his name, too. And even Talibua from Alabama, quarterback. That's going to be a really good game. Miami at home, Battle of Florida. I'm looking for an exciting game right there. I would like to see, to tell the truth, out of more teams, I like the Jaguars. Just like the quarterback from Clemson. He's pretty cool, man. He holds in the pocket, has good poise, and knows how to pick, people off, man, when it comes to the defense, to tell you the truth. Whether it's nickel or dime, they're pretty. Trevor Lawrence, yeah, pretty good. Now this will be a good one right here. Now this is an AFC West team. When I talk about divisions and AFC, American Football Conference West, division. So the 4 teams is the Jaguars, Seahawks, Raiders, and Chargers, right? And Broncos. And tomorrow the Broncos are playing the Seahawks. So that's going to be a good game. It's like this is going to be in Seattle. Always loved Seattle, man. But they got rid of, they still have Pete Carroll there, but when they got rid of Russell Wilson, I was just like, all right. So shout out. I'll go with. I know Broncos have a new addition, I think, to their quarterback and so forth. They made some changes in their offseason, picking up players off rosters and rookies and so forth. Man, the draft looks like the Seahawks are still in it to win it. So I'm going to go out with the Seahawks against the Broncos. It's going to be another divisional game, right? Conference game right here. The Raiders against the Chargers. Same everything, like I said. Raiders against the Las Vegas Raiders, man, to tell you the truth. Man, that's going to be pretty interesting, right? So the Las Vegas Raiders, man, are going against your Los Angeles, Traveling Charlie, your Los Angeles Chargers. That's going to be a good game right there. Like I said, in the division, Raiders, has taken some good acquisitions. I know they got a defensive end. So both defense, the left and the right side, should be good. Raiders have been having a good defense for the last couple of years. They still have, what's his name, the receiver? Is it Dante Adams? Or I forgot. But I know he's a playmaker that's out there. It's going to be exciting to see, the coach, taking the full a year instead. I know last year he was an interim coach. I forgot his name too, but he plays defense, and they look good. The Raiders just Hope's got to make sure that the quarterback steps in, man. Looks like that's all they got to worry about. If the quarterback is produced, and they Raiders to go far, man. Same thing for Chargers. It's good. It's a 1:00 game. Good to see Harbaugh in there, so to take the helm in the league and see who wins that one, man. So my pick would have to go. Man, this one will be a flip for me, man. So where's my coin? I got one. So shout out to the flip, man. I'm going with Chargers. I'll take the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't like the Raiders. Man. Screw the Raiders. My bad. Tomorrow, another game, man. Cowboys and Browns. That's going to be another good game, to tell you the truth. But that one, I'm going for the Browns. The Cowboys, I don't like the Cowboys either, but I'm not going for the Browns. They're in my conference, my division. I don't want nothing. The more losses they have, the more wins we do, the better it is for us in the playoffs. Right? Commanders and Buccaneers, man. I always liked the Commanders the last couple of years, man, but they got rid of their difference, man. It's a whole new lineup now. Everything has changed. Buccaneers, they made some additions, but they got rid of some additions too. So this is going to be a good one. The battle of the helm. Whoever has the best coach, basically, man, whoever's ready, well trained, disciplined for the week one. I will have to give it to Tampa. I'll go with Tampa. Now you got your Sunday night game. Check it out, people. You got your Rams and the Lions, man. This was a battle last year, I think, to tell you the truth. This will be a good game, right? There's a little animosity, a little bit of love and hate between these two teams, right? When it comes to quarterbacking. Stafford came to the Rams, won a Super Bowl. When he came from the Lions, Goff went to the Lions and has made a transition. But Goff is younger, and shout out to the Detroit Lions. I'm looking out for them too. I'm like picking up a Detroit Lions jersey, to tell you the truth. Shout out to the Lions, man. Right? The Lions sleep tonight. So shout out to all you Lions fans. That's gonna be a good game in Detroit. Like I said, I'm not an LA fan, so I'm gonna have to pick Detroit on this one. Shout out to you Lions fans, man, on that one. Then you got your Monday night game, man. You got the Jets, 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 right? The Jets. Aaron Rodgers making his return, right? Last year, week 2, right? Injury, out for the whole season, man. That's what happens when we get a little older. These guys are veterans, man. They come into the league, right? You see, what's his name, right? From New England, Brady. Shout out to my cousin Cheetah. He's all over him. But Brady, that's it, man. 20 years in the league, man. They all get young and they all get old. Joe Theismann, right? Played, 40, 50, trampoline, 30 years, man. So many, however old Tom Brady was, or the oldest player to play in the NFL. That's crazy, man. But this is a man sport right here, to tell you the truth. It gets physical. And they're hitting him, and Ronnie Lott, Troy Polamalu, single Terry hits, man. These guys are running up into the gap, into that 1-hole, 3-hole, boom. They're just linebackers. Damn, man. So that's what's crazy about football, man. Is a lot of these guys, man. Football has a lot of technique behind it when it comes to playing, right? The playbook. The playbook, right? You got 1 gap, 3 gap, and the up all this side, you got 2 gap, 4 gap. You can do wishbone, right? You can play action. I mean, there's just so much stuff to football, man. The techniques about it and the education about it is you have to be a fan, or else you'll be left behind, to tell you the truth, man. But Monday night's game, Jets against 49ers, man. 49ers have made a lot of noise in the last several years. With Prudy, I've been following them, and they're tight end. Shout out to the 49ers, man. They got running back. They got Ayike or so. I forgot his name. They have a lot of good players in their organization right now. So it seems like the 49ers are well coached, for sure. Their preparation, their coaching staff, and even their history, man, so far Super Bowls, just like New England, Raiders, Pittsburgh. A lot of these teams, Cowboys have tradition. They have a lot of history behind them. All these football teams are old, but especially the 49ers, man. The Jets themselves, with Joe Theismann and the history, Aaron Rodgers being there now. Don't really know too much about the Jets, besides Aaron Rodgers. And I know they had a good couple of, their teams were supposed to be off, the mark. They're not supposed to be, the Jets were supposed to be a team of like, oh, next year. But then again, the Jets are, they've been making a noise and a name for themselves. So shout out to the Jets being well coached. And proper management taking over the organization, making sure that the coaching staff and the money, man. Salary cap is another thing when it comes down to football, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm looking at one right now. My receiver Chase. You know what I'm saying? It's been a couple years. He's looking for to get paid some money. So what up, Alex Abato Jazz? What's up, homie? Everyone, make sure you hit por favor. Gracias, man. Thanks for tapping in, brother. So that one, obviously I've been knowing a little bit more about the 49ers because I gave you a description, display about it. To shout out to all you 49er fans and shout out to the 49ers representing California and San Francisco up north, right? Those are the games for week 1, man. So like I said, it's good to be back. This is where it's gonna go down. I'll pick, but I'm not gonna go through all the teams. This is just week 1. So what I'm gonna do next week, I'll go through the teams again. Yes, we'll pick them. Let's pick them. I'll give you my picks, and then after we'll talk about 2 teams, and then we'll talk about any hot topics throughout the week. I'm pretty sure because there's gonna be one tonight. There's gonna be one tomorrow, and there sure is gonna be one Saturday for college, and definitely finishing out on Sunday. And then we go back to the new week 2, man, right? The season is on, man. It's just like me and my cousin, we always say this, man. My season starts in the playoffs. So getting there is saying it is one thing, doing it is another, man. And we got to remember, that's how we finish it out, right? Everybody, it's like boxing, man. Everybody has a plan until you get socked in the face. You know what I'm saying? So, NFL has a lot of unexpectations. We don't know what the circumstances are going to be for any team. Look at me. Joe Burrows went out last year early, and the Pac-10 quarterback came out. Held up the game, man. So shout out to the second string, people, man, right? The second string tight ends, running backs, linemen, and quarterbacks, man. It was because of him. We're a game or 2 away from going into the playoffs. Despite without Joe Burrows. So hopefully Joe Burrows made his full recovery. He was out most of the season last year. Then he had all this year to recover this year. And, health is important when it comes to the NFL, man. So with that being said, man, fans, are you excited, man? This is another year of your NFL football season. And you know what it is, man? It's your homie, Big D. And welcome back to the channel. So like I said from the beginning, as I mentioned, this is called Let's Pick 'em. Okay? So all you people in the chat, or when you guys come in, it's okay, you guys, throw your setup in the air because, Big D, I'm going to get mine. You better get yours, man. Asia, hello, how you doing? Thank you for being with us. I appreciate that. Everybody that has tapped in, thank you for being with us. Welcome back in. I'm going to see if I could get some people come on here, and we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. And we'll have some fan players, coming in. We'll get some fans coming in. And giving their illustrations, giving them shout outs, man. And we'll talk about it, as I mentioned, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in this season. But like I said, this is the man of the hour. I wasn't expecting, to go this long, but I had to. Got off doing what I had to do, work or whatever the things I had to do, take care of it. Do what I had to do. Actually, I'll be on the road today watching the games. To tell you the truth, because you got work out of work, I come home and still responsibility to take place. But now with all the technologies, you can take football, you can take your TV anywhere you go. So shout out if you're involved with the NFL Network. If you have DirecTV, the Red Zone's free, but I guess this weekend, they usually display that. The first they give it to you is DirecTV, with all the channels and so forth, man. Or just look on social media, man. If you guys know the links and the tops. Mine's I had one that I watch once in a while when I can't get the games. Is it meth addicts or meth.com or something. But you got to be careful what you use too, man, because once you pop open one of those things, man, those ads are gonna fly crazy. So on Thursdays, or like I said, depending on what days, man, let's get out of the YouTube drama and all that BS, because we don't talk about that over here. We talk about this over here, man. Right? Appreciate all you subscribers, man. We're almost to 1,000. I'm gonna do my channel the way I want to do it, right? We ain't in no hurry, right? We ain't here to, be superstars and things. We're just here to be respected and to build friendship, right? Just as Big D has been doing it, man. You guys know me. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna tap out with you guys, man. Let you guys go back to what you're doing. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. and share the channel, man. And let's get the channel going. Don't forget to comment. It's your time to talk crap when we come out. Don't be shysty. Throw your setup in the air. That's what the comments are there for, good or bad. Just be respectful. If you want to say the Bengals suck, or hey, I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we could put a bet on that, right? No, I just play there. Just play. I don't want YouTube to be like, boom. Hey, but what do you think? People, you think about my fashion, right? It's a homie who does it, right? I know you guys are checking it out, geared up, man, right? Ready. Probably gonna get a t-shirt. I've been looking offline, man, picking up a t-shirt, man. Get your entirety, man. Get your wear, man, Get your black and white, get your clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you're a football fan if you have at least a cup. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie. I gotta go get my cup, man. So when I do my things early in the morning, I might do live. Sometimes that's what I used to do on Sundays, right? So other things involve church and everything else, you know what I mean? So I gotta make sure. I would probably like to do it in the beginning of the week or in the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, because you got Monday. There's so much stuff that that information that has to be displayed. It has to be put out there because football, like I said, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Football Friday. There's football on Sunday. There's football on Monday. So football's back, man. 2024, 2025 season is in full effect. And I promise you that we will be discussing something about this weekend, man, right? So maybe, like I said, sometimes I'm going to come out here and I'm just going to record it. And you guys could do your things on your comment. And then sometimes I'll have a special guest and we'll just talk about it. We'll chop it up about football, right? And like I said, things will be a lot, more smoother as we go. We're basically just going to discuss certain things. And the way I'm going to do is 2 teams a week, And then after we'll go there from there. And then after we'll run it. Now, any other team or any other YouTube channel that's going to go out there, because there's several of them, but make sure that you guys look at my history. Right? I've been doing it for 2 years already. Now they want to come up and do their stuff on football. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these other channels are just, they talk about other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that YouTube drama, dog, it don't happen here. You know what I'm saying? We talk about real stuff. You know what I mean? Or try to get close to it. We ain't perfect. We just a channel, just like the team. This is the team right here. Just want to give a shout out to everybody. Like I said, man, all my YouTube subscribers, man, we the team, man. With much love and respect. We got better things to do and better things to talk about instead of all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Right? Forgive me for cussing, which I usually don't. You can look at all my videos, and you could candy quote me. I said 99 something % of the time, I'm just speaking with clarity, understanding, but with no BS. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, cussing or cursing. I'm not perfect. I'm not comparing myself. I'm just saying that's the way I roll. So, I expect everybody to be respectful out here. And when you come into my channel, appreciate all my subscribers. We're almost at 1,000, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, keep sharing the algorithm. Sometimes we up and go, I want to give people what I want and I want to give people what you want, right? And that's the way it works. So that's cool, man. So with that being said, people, like I said, have a beautiful day. Make your dinner, man. I know people are barbecuing. I know people are driving around. They're representing. There's people are going to be at the bars and be at the sports bars, man. There's a lot of events that are taking place this weekend. So shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, man. With that being said, you know who it is. The homie who does it, your homie Big D. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the channel. Boom. I'm out of here, people. So you're set up in the air. Let's go Cincinnati 2024, baby. Thank you, everybody on the Traveling Charlie, Asia, Keisha, Alex Debato that adapts, man. Buki and Will B, man. Tally Savalas and everybody else who came down here, man, and supported the channel and so forth. Like I said, we almost at 1,000. Share it, like it. Hey, leave a comment, man. I like it. Just keep it real. Keep it down to yourself, man. Steeler fans, hey, shout out to all the teams out there, man, and all that. You guys are still talking. That's cool. All right, guys. With that being said, hey, appreciate y'all, man. God bless y'all. You guys have a beautiful week and weekend. Man, out.